Welcome to Blue Rising, your weekly home for all things Birmingham City. I'm Ellen Ellard.
My name is Richie Driss, and tonight it's all about the women's team.
With the men's side on a pause for the international break, it's the perfect chance to shine a light on Blues women, whose new WSL2 season is just around the corner.
Yes, a campaign full of new signings, fresh opportunities, and a huge chance to build on last year.
We're delighted to be joined in the studio by Blues legend Louise Quinn, and we'll be reflecting on her time at the club as well as looking ahead to the new season. So in the news this week, Amy Merricks continues to bolster her side with the addition of Bacheba Louis, who joins from French side FC Fleury 91.
Bacheba becomes our fifth summer signing and will add to our attacking strengths.
The Euros trophy will be in attendance at our first home game of the season, with an opportunity for our fans to get up close and personal following the Lionesses' success at the championships this summer. And we'll be meeting the new faces in the squad to see how they're settling into life at the Blues.
Plus, we'll catch up with head coach Georgia Clark at training.
And we'll be taking a look at the England connection. Lucy Newell and Ava Baker discuss the women's under-19 Euros and qualification for the upcoming World Cup.
But first, let's welcome our studio guest, Louise Quinn, who retired last year after a stellar 17-year career that included 122 appearances for Ireland. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Really good.
Welcome back.
Thanks very much. It's nice to be back.
How was pre-season? A very different pre-season. One, I guess it's fair to say, without any training and focusing on life away from football and the family.
Yeah, I think it's been really refreshing. A little bit strange, obviously, but you know, sometimes you're still waking up thinking I have to go put some training kit on and get outside. But yeah, just my focus has just been on the family and our son, Dara, and just being able to go visit my family in Ireland and just be able to just take a step back and become a massive fan of football.
Well, you really lived the ups and downs in your life here at Birmingham City. How do you reflect on your time in the club?
Yeah, that's it. It was, you know, in moments a massive challenge, but I feel like that's how I always, you know, my career always was, and I just wanted to get, you know, this level of consistency. And then, you know, for me, Blues, it was also sometimes a bit of a similar playing style to the Irish team, and you know, and also where you have to face challenges in everything you come up against. So for me, the balance of coming to Blues at the time was perfect. And then just to kind of see, you know, I know we got relegated, but then it was kind of from then on, it was the step on, it was seeing the club move and go forward and what could we build.
As someone who advocated for better facilities as a whole in women's football, how gratifying is it for you to see it finally happening? Or is there an element of maybe jealousy that you don't get to take advantage of these facilities at the same time as well?
I think there'll be some element of jealousy up until I'm like 90 years old, you know, watching everything. It's
a safe space here, we can be honest with each other.
Sure. Like it, but I think being in the history books is a little bit better.
So something that's so necessary to keep the upward trajectory of Blues going is new signings. In this season, Louise, there has been a real overhaul, lots of changes. I mean, there was last season as well. And it does feel, when you look at the squad, that the mix that has been brought together by Amy Merricks and, of course, Hope Powell this season is really exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, players that they've brought in, I just think it brings a consistency, a real just solid, you know, really, really solid signings in terms of little areas that, you know, that we've needed to clean up a bit. And, you know, you have AD back again. You know, what a fantastic keeper. But again, that we have at least two, like, you know, Lucy Thomas again is, you know, has hopefully recovered really well from her injury. But you know, to have competition even in that position of such a high standard, you know, it brings a massive amount of security to the team.
Someone who had some eye-catching moments that really grabbed the attention, not just here at Blues, but across the league, was Shannon Cook after she arrived on loan from West Ham and has now made that move permanent. How good is it to see her sign the contract now in a Blue shirt permanently? Yeah,
it's, you know, I said it at the end of the season, you know, if she stayed, it would be, you know, I think great for her, great for us. You know, she got a real consistency in playing. She's a real character in the changing room. She's obviously a fantastic player. You know, and she's proved that. And now it's just, I think for her this will be a big moment for her to step up and take really take the leadership role, take it by the scruff of the neck. I think we need that sort of control, and I think, you know, I think she has that in her, and I think if there's, you know, if there's ever a time to bring it out, it's now.
So talking of some of our new arrivings, we sat down with a couple of them to talk all about joining Blues, settling in and what they want from this season.
I'd say I'm a determined player, so yeah, high winning mentality, and yeah, I want to get around the pitch, show the qualities that I have, and yeah, most importantly, I want to win.
To put ourselves in that position, like you say, unfortunately we did just fall short and we couldn't get it over the line on the day, which is frustrating, but I think we can't look back at that. This is a new season and everybody knows what we want to achieve, and I genuinely believe we can achieve it.
The club obviously wants to go as far as it can, and that's exactly what I would like to do too. And hopefully I can help contribute to that and equally develop as a player even more.
I'm absolutely delighted to be back. It feels like coming back home, and I can't wait to get back on the pitch and to meet the Blues fans.
Being at Blackburn's really taught me how competitive this league can be, and I just can't wait to play for Blues and fight for that promotion.
J'ai très hâte de découvrir ce ligue parce que c'est tout nouveau pour moi. J'ai déjà vu les joueuses jouer, mais je suis contente et je suis très excitée pour commencer.
Je suis très impatiente de pouvoir jouer devant les supporters, découvrir le stade et pouvoir gagner beaucoup de matchs ici.
Well, of course, at the heart of everything Birmingham City women is head coach Amy Merricks.
Yeah, her style, her ambition, her demands, they've already made a huge impact on the group.
And we caught up with Amy in Spain to watch her putting the squad through their paces.
Right, white. We love a white cone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Guys, when you've done that one, please can I get a mini goal at the end of this channel, and they'll be saying that channel once it's put in. Thank you.
Oh dear.
The end of each one, please.
I put marathon there and put Ebony for marathon.
On what one?
Put marathon to the right and put Ed.
I know, I was actually looking at this thing. Put Christy in there so we give someone that can recycle.
Yeah? Did you want the Chris and V?
Yeah. Unless we switch.
Tight touch play! Tight touch play! Tight touch play! Goodly! Where do you want it? Palm of hand! Tight touch play! Come on. Check your shoulder! Better! Check your shoulder! Play, good! Next one! Be ready, balls at your feet! Balls at your feet will help! That's at the ends as well! Balls at your feet will help! The balls will be served in by the coaches on that baseline. Once you've done the 4v4 and the 2v2, you will walk back, ready to reset for the 4v4 again. Ball will always come from me. Play!
So the opening match day against Bristol City just on the horizon, we went behind the scenes to see what our players got up to on their first media day of the WSL2 season. Well, it's not just on the pitch where the club is moving forward.
No, off the pitch, there's been a real push on investment, fan engagement and growing both the women's and men's games commercially.
Yeah, I spoke to Chief Commercial Officer for New Revenue Streams, Stephen Haines, about where the opportunities lie and how the club plans to keep growing. Well, Stephen, welcome to Birmingham. How
Thank you very much.
In?
It's great. Yeah. I mean, this is my office.
Chief Commercial Officer, have I got
That's
that
correct?
right?
Yep.
That is a pretty big title.
For New Revenue Streams.
For New Revenue Streams. Break that down for us.
So obviously, I think, you know, traditional football clubs have operated in the same way. And I think what's happening here under the stewardship of Jeremy and Knighthead, for us to buy better players, you know, there needs to be new revenue streams that get created. And I think the opportunity to do that with what's happening here is exciting. So my job is to look at those new revenue streams, to look at things that haven't been done before. What can we do differently?
I think it's probably a very easy question to answer when we're sat here looking out over the pitch. But what about Birmingham excites you?
I think what excited me about here is firstly the brand, you know, but Birmingham is a huge city, probably a bit of a sleeping giant, you know, as Tom said, from a city it's probably been underinvested in. And then obviously you look what Knighthead have done in terms of buying the club, but also looking at the land in Birmingham and the regeneration, the sports quarter. And then you look at the club itself, the players they brought in, the manager, the director of football, the new staff here. So sort of all in one, it's one of those things, it's probably a moment in time that doesn't happen at many football clubs.
And it's really exciting as well for fans as well who live in the local area. I think anyone that loves sport, who's, you know, grown up here in England, knows how intrinsically linked football clubs are to the community, and it's something that the ownership group have established straight away.
Yeah, and I think it's super important with anything, you know, looking at not just the fan base, but the community on the wider scale. You walk around the whole city and there's an excitement, and, you know, you can just feel it wherever you go about what's happening here, what's happening in the city. Our first game was incredible. I mean, the atmosphere was hard to put into words. So I think, you know, that excitement has spread not just here at St Andrews, but to the whole city.
And it's a club that obviously, with all of that in mind, is a very attractive prospect for people who want to join as partners. And I suppose it's about picking the right ones that fit and align with the vision of the club.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think it's very easy to get distracted and just think, you know, well, let's look at the first thing that happens. But I think, you know, you look at the sort of the short, medium and long-term vision of what Knighthead have laid out, and I think it's super important. You know, we have this ambition and vision and dream to be in the Premiership, to make the most money of any championship club, you know, to compete with the parachute clubs from a revenue standpoint. And I think it's up to us to sort of be stewards of what brands are correct for Birmingham, but also, you know, what value can we bring, one, those brands, but also to the consumers, and those consumers being the fans that, you know, spend their money every day on a match ticket. So I think it's really important what we sort of look at over the next sort of 1, 3 and 5 years.
What is the ambition for, of course you said it's a plan that stretches wider than the next 12 months, but particularly for the next 12 months for the club?
Tom and Jeremy have been very clear. We want to make the most money and provide the greatest revenue sort of stream out of any championship club outside of the 3 parachute payment clubs. That's the first aim. And then the second aim is to compete on a revenue basis with those 3 clubs. Without talking about specific projects, there's lots of different things that we haven't been doing before that we're exploring that brands are getting very excited about. And also, I'd imagine that the fans here are as well.
Amazing.
It's great.
The future seems very bright indeed, and certainly something that I'm sure the fans can get behind and get very excited about. Stephen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for your time.
And of course, it's not just about the Blues. Over the summer, England women's under-19s made headlines at the Euros, qualifying for next year's under-20 World Cup in Poland.
Yes, and 2 of our very own, Ava Baker and Lucy Newell, were part of the squad carrying the Blues badge onto the European stage. And let's not forget Hannah Hampton and Jess Carter, who were, of course, part of that incredible senior Lionesses setup.
Great to have so much Blues representation on the European stage this summer. But I have to say, the quality of play at the under-19 Euros was just incredible. Not not just from those playing in England shirts, but I had my eyes on a few players.
You were scouting?
That I would love to see, particularly in the French team, that I would love to see in blue shirts in the future. And well, we were lucky enough to catch up with Ava and Lucy and discuss all things the Women's Under-19 Euros and qualification, of course, for the upcoming World Cup.
Hello, I'm Ava.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
And we're talking all things Lionesses. So, do you want to start at the Euros?
Yeah, so I'll show my first photo. It's of me playing in the semi-final. It wasn't the semi-final. It's of me playing against Spain in our last group game. It's a terrible photo. I haven't got my roots done, so I'm a bit angry that's been shown. But
this was the game that Lucy actually hurt her calf in the warm-up.
Yeah, so I didn't get any warm-up.
She played a whole game on a cramped calf.
A ripped calf, yeah. But we got through it.
Great
and
performance, by the way.
We qualified for the Under-20s World Cup next year.
Yes, we did.
So that's exciting.
So this is my first photo. This is us against Netherlands.
Facials.
We beat them 2-1 in one of our group games. Got an assist in that game. That's about it really on that one.
Mine, again, terrible photo of me. It is me taking a penalty. I actually only came on for the penalties in this game. And I did score. We beat Netherlands? Netherlands in the penalty shootout. It was just a friendly game we played in Spain. Practice for our Euros. Your next one?
So this is the starting 11 photo. I was captain in this game against Ukraine. We won 11-0. I think that one was probably just a happy moment for me anyway, just being able to wear the armband and lead the girls out for our third game of round 2.
And what was the score?
11-0.
Right, who's picking the photos here? This is me in the Under-17s Euros. I don't know why I went for the hair down look for a football photo shoot, but we've just had some recent ones of the Under-19s, which I much prefer. But yeah, this was...
I quite like that.
We got to the semi-final, lost out to Spain this year, but it was an amazing experience, and yeah, loved every minute of it. Next.
Here I have me taking a penalty against Belgium, first game of round 2 at St George's. I actually wasn't supposed to take that penalty. I wasn't on penalties that day, it was Lola Brown, and I kind of took the ball off
We did a
her.
bit of a routine where I would grab the ball and they'd think, oh, it's Lucy taking it, so they'd all come and pester me.
Yeah.
And then I'd pass it over to Lola. Anyway, I passed the ball out and Ava comes and takes it off, so there's a bit of a...
So I kind of just owned the moment, and luckily I scored, otherwise I would have got stick for the rest of that camp, and I wasn't prepared for that.
So next one for me is against Netherlands. Was this the first camp of 19s last year?
Yeah.
So this was
Portugal.
in Portugal in the Algarve. Me with lovely Maddie Earle. She scored a banger, and I was fuming she didn't set it to me because I was right, but she did score, so it's fine. And we won.
She's captain in that game, by the way.
We won 3-1, was it?
You missed that bit out.
I was captain in that game, yes.
El Capitano.
Next one.
Here, oh, you're captain again. Oh. We have me and Lucy together. Also Maz, we love Maz. This was actually in round 1, last minute winner. I came off the bench at half time, you know.
Last minute winner, which she scored from like the edge of the box.
Yeah, like little cut in, whipped it, top bins. Yeah, won that game 2-1, 89th minute.
Looks like I'm kissing her on the cheek.
Yeah, she ended up kissing me on the neck, and we won that game 2-1 to go to round 2.
So we obviously, Under-19s England had a brilliant summer. So did the Lionesses first team, obviously winning the Euros again. It's your chance to come and see the trophy this weekend. So get your tickets and we'll see you there.
Louise, it's so exciting to see players of that ilk coming through the youth system and then playing professionally for Birmingham. What was your experience like with them?
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't know Lucy too well, but Ava, I think, just brings a real excitement, speed, technical ability to the game. I think, you know, her biggest impact for this moment, and I think will be so good to be a part of her development, it was when she came off the bench. And I think that's, to have a mentality like that, if you know that you can make a difference coming off the bench to change the game, you know, and that's what she was about, and you know, whatever kind of maybe feeling she had to not start, and she just expressed it so well and expressed herself. And I think as well, just as a personality, she's a lovely young girl, as we say in Ireland. She's a great personality, really nice girl, and just, you know, mixes in with the team really well.
So of course we have those youth internationals who are playing in the senior group for Blues women, but we also have such a good youth and under-21 setup within the Women's Academy. And of course, one of the key talking points I think that we referenced at the end of last year was the fact that Tom Wagner brought the under-21 team out with the PGA trophy that they'd won and said, this is the first bit of silverware of the new ownership of the Knighthead era here. What did that feel like as a player, someone who, of course, we've already spoken about, has gone through so much, seeing an ownership group bring out an under-21s team and saying, they've won our first bit of silverware, and really acknowledging that point?
Yeah, it's huge. I think it's, you know, no matter where it came from, I think any bit of silverware for the club is, you know, should be applauded. And I think it was really done in a really nice way. And I think for us, it was just, you know, we train with a lot of those girls. They come up training with us. You know, even myself rehabbing through an injury, I did a lot of training sessions and games with those 21s girls. And, you know, I'm just incredibly impressed by them, and, you know, how they've turned up this season, or sorry, in the last season. And, you know, for the growth and development for them is huge. I think sometimes it can, you know, stop at around 18, 19, and to have that little bridge the gap in between 21s where there's, you know, you can bring in a lot of different age groups to make that jump to senior is incredibly important. And we just need to keep, you know, developing, nurturing those players, because they are the club's future.
Definitely. Such exciting prospects for the future, as you found out very, very recently and firsthand as she swapped the studio for the training pitch to catch up with the under-21s coach, Georgia Clark, in a tough pre-season session.
Welcome to KPC, where we are waiting on the arrival of our under-21s women team ahead of their training session. After their success in the PGA Cup last season, we thought we'd come down and see what they get up to in training. Well, Georgia, thank you for having us down. Talk us through the session today and what you're getting the girls to do.
Yeah, so Monday at the start of the session, they obviously do warm up with Naif, who's the strength and conditioning coach, and then they do a conditioning block. So we do that twice a week that fits in around the schedule and where's best to fit that. So before they touch any footballs on a Monday, they have some hard work to do in the conditioning block. And then today, obviously preparing for Sheffield United away this week, so just did some rondos at the start in terms of activation, getting them on the ball, getting them move it quickly, 1-2 touch, high energy, high tempo as they come into the session. And then today we actually had really good numbers that allowed us to go into an 11v11 practice where, so currently in our syllabus we're looking at build, so looking at how we build in our 11v11 structure to progress up the pitch, and then obviously in turn enter the final third. And then as you see, we've got a guest deliverer tomorrow, so usually we do set plays on a Tuesday, but flipped it this week. So at the end, obviously, just had a quick look at set pieces and set plays ahead of the game on Wednesday.
Perfect. Let's get started. Well, that was a whole lot of fun, but I've absolutely been found out there. Best of luck to our under-21s team for the rest of the season. I'm sure they're going to smash it, and you can follow updates from all the teams, of course, on our social media.
Well, that was great fun and a very exciting season ahead, not just for under-21s, but of course the women's team as well. Louise, big changes to the WSL2, formerly the Championship, which is now reverting back to the WSL2, which I'm sure we'll all get very used to in the course of the next couple of weeks. And the main thing for Blues, 2 automatic promotion spaces, and then 3rd in the WSL2. We'll have a playoff with 12th in the WSL. It is all shaking up, but this is something that fans have been calling for a long time. Has that been the same for the players as well, the expansion of both of the leagues?
Yeah, I think it's just, as you say, it is the expansion is what we want. I feel like there are a lot of clubs that have a lot to give, want to add a lot of, you know, investment, and you also need that opportunity. You maybe see that only one team goes up. I think that may put some clubs off in terms of their investment initially in that moment, and you know, that's also not a great thing. But now we can kind of see this development. You know, you also want to see change in WSL1 as well in terms of that expansion and in terms of making it more competitive again. And so for me, I think it is a really exciting opportunity, and especially for Blues. I don't think we'll hopefully need it. I think again we're going to be pushing, we're going to be right up there again. But it for me, just in terms of the development of the leagues, it's massive.
Before we let you go, we need to ask you what your message to the fans is ahead of such a huge season.
For us as a team, and you know, I still speak as almost as if I'm still a part of the team. It is incredibly important, and we saw that the last game of the season. And you know, we were 2-0 down in stages, and then we were starting to get ourselves back into the game. And that noise around the stadium is it's, you know, you don't hear that too often in women's football at the moment. And I think just what Birmingham is about as a city, you know, as a club, you know, we see, you know, what the support the men's team get. I think, you know, we want to be one club. We want to be together. I think in any moment that, you know, you want to come support the team, it's you know, you can still just put on the same Blues jersey. It's the same jersey, it's the same badge, and it does make a massive difference. And you know, for us, even as players, we're trying to change the game. We're trying to get players and people involved at every level. And I think even just showing an interest in coming to games, supporting the team, is a step in the right direction to, you know, to the women's game and, you know, the trajectory it's going on.
Louise, thank you. We can't wait to join you in the crowd here at St Andrews at Knighthead Park to support the team, of course, in what is such an important season.
Thank you for having me.
Well, such an exciting season that we have ahead, all kicking off this weekend at home against Bristol City.
Absolutely. And of course, as per usual, we want to hear from you.
Yes, of course. Let us know what you're most excited for this WSL2 season.
And where do you think the team will finish with those extra promotion spots up for grabs this year? It's such a great opportunity for the team. So get yourself down here to St Andrews at Knighthead Park and cheer them on.
That is all we have time for this week on Blue Rising. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.